fairly similar loadout. They are bringing 9 Shadowhawks and 3 Lights. Fallen 13 is going to be bringing Embers, and we believe that Black Suns is actually bringing Jenner Ds instead of the Embers. So they brought the Light Hunters, and they may not work as well on mediums, but they're going to have to burn down those Embers and potentially put them out of the fight. So Fallen 13 has started on the low side. They are red on our screen, and the Black Suns have started high side in blue.
So early on, they are just playing fairly slow, getting that initial cap up, at least on the blue side. But you have engagement going on now along the right side of the map. Actually, now they're pushing in fairly heavy, right around the cap point, which is a tough place to fight.
The Fallen 13 has taken the aggression. They put straight through pocket and are hammering the left side with their Embers swinging around the right to try and get some distraction. Strikes going down.
They actually have the other team just completely enveloped.
How many mechs down for either side?
No mechs have been taken down so far. This is a heavy engagement, yet no mechs have dropped. And now it's just, look, it's just a furball right now. Mechs are running in and out of each other. I don't even know how they can focus fire at this point because they're all over the place on both teams, which isn't unusual for a fight like this. But one mech does go down.
That is Black Sun's Shadowhawk is down, putting Fallen 13 up 1.
Looking at the damage right now, I would say that Black Sun seems to be slightly more damaged. But it's a tough call at this point. It could be anywhere that these mechs could be damaged. You don't know if they're missing legs or weapons at this point, so this is just a full nice out fight. But there's a bunch of mechs do drop now for Black Suns, who have lost now a total of 5 mechs, while Fallen 13 has only lost 2.
6 mech drops for Black Sun, and they are definitely on their back foot. Fallen 13 looks to be in a dominant position. All of their lights are still up and working on these legs.
Only 4 mechs left now.
4 mechs remaining, with only 3 down from Fallen 13.
Alright, so it's just 4 mechs left alive one side, only 4 mechs on the other. It's pretty good control going on. Now the question is, can those remaining guys do something? But only 2 mechs are now left for Black Sun. This looks like it's gonna go in favor of Fallen 13. They can just finish off these last couple mechs. Ember jumping around there, trying to keep alive. He started getting completely assaulted. Oh, it's just a 1 mech there. The Jenner D getting caught. One last Jenner D alive, and he's right in the midst of it.
He was at 90%.
Looks like he's gonna get ripped
plus,
down.
But when he's focused down by 8 guys, he's gonna drop quick.
Yeah, it's just a little end of the chase here at the very last part. He's avoiding dying pretty well though. 47% now. Get kicked down right away. There we go. And he drops. Well played. It was a quick engagement by both teams. You know, I mean, I guess they stalled out a little initially, maybe the first few seconds to get that cap point, but then it became a full-on engagement for both teams.
Fallen 13 were the aggressors, and they pushed straight in on the enemy and did take the match 12 kills to 5, losing 5 Shadowhawks in the process and keeping all their light mechs. And it took a while for mechs to drop because the terrain they engaged in had a bunch of buildings back against that cliff wall. Not really a lot of room to maneuver, and not the sort of angles you get focused fire from. But that aggression did put them at the initiative with the advantage and taking the legs out quicker.
All right, report from Eyes in the Sky. Obviously, congratulations to Fallen 13 for the win. Obviously, they were the aggressor. They pushed over the ridge. It seems sort of scattered there. Mad, you were saying it's just an all-out, chaos down there. It didn't look like they were spearheading for one particular target. It's not like they. I think once they actually like clashed, if you will, targets were probably being, like, hey, take shots wherever you can. They were spearheading at the very front, but then that airstrike split them, and you saw like 3 Shadowhawks split left, 3 split right, and I think that might have thrown things off, because once they were like intertangled, I mean, literally calling targets like that is so difficult. You're like, Bravo, or Charlie, and you're locking guys in front of you shooting. It's not like you want to give up those shots just because you're not, right on top of the primary target. But looked like once they were able to start taking control of the match, that's where the focus fire started coming. And you guys know it. I mean, you lose one mech. That means in some scenarios you're going to have a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-1, and it's a cascading effect from there. And once they were able to start, calling targets, I think, and being able to weed down the forces from Black Sun, I think that's where everything sort of turned. It looked like they were pretty much identical setups, but Fallen 13 being the aggressors, I think it caught Black Sun a little bit by surprise, because they were right there on the edge of going down to the city, the lower city, if you will, right on the edge of the cliff there. They can't push over to the left or they fall off the cliff. So I think Fallen's just aggressive playstyle possibly could have won them the match, just sort of threw the enemy team in chaos, and if they thrive in chaos, being able to call targets, there you have it. So
do you have anything to add about how that went?
I'm rewatching it right now on the stream to get an idea, because it was a really quick engagement, like I said, but it's really hard to track which side was doing which, because they were just all these mechs all over the place shooting each other. Like I said, it wasn't a lot of focus fire, but that was just how the engagement occurred. I don't know, Siri, what do you think was the key for Fallen in that match?
Well, just because they were the aggressor, they had their feet moving and they could rotate people getting focused out of the front line a little better when they're closing down. Whereas with your back against that cliff, your choice is keep taking it and being in the fight, or jump down. And if you jump down, you're out of the fight, and you're as good as a dead mech for those like 20-25 seconds it takes you to climb back up.